Hi, everyone.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes, we wanted to start the blog today with a short 2-minute video of a couple of children who are arguing about whether it's sprinkling or whether it's raining. And then we have some thoughts afterwards about how this may have something to do with our relationship with food. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see this on this recording. And we'll get this going in just a second.
It's sprinkling. No, it's raining. No. Hey, sprinkling. No, it's raining. No, it's sprinkling. No, it's raining. My mom told me it's sprinkling. It was raining. No. Yes, it is. My mom told me it was sprinkling, not raining. No, my mom said it is raining. No, my mom told me it's sprinkling. Because my mom said it's raining. No, my mom said it's sprinkling. My mom said it's raining. Now, you told my mom said it's say sorry to the sprinkling. My mom told me it's sprinkling. My mom is not. It's it's sprinkling outside, maybe. Mama, it's raining. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, you're pretty. You're not real. I'm real. Watch. We're going to go out there and see. I'm not going to see anymore. Watch is not going to see. Watch. We're going to go out there and watch. It's just raining. Because it's raining. No, it's not. It just rained. It just raining. Ow. It just raining. Little Clay, it's raining. You broke my heart. Little Clay. You broke my heart. And then I'm gonna get honey. And her kid do that. Okay. Deal. You broke my heart.
So there it is. Charming little kids. Let me see. I think I need to do something. No, I think we're fine. Okay. And it's kind of endearing when we watch the children go on and on about the weather and how it seems so insubstantial and unimportant, but they are so committed to it. And I have to say, it reminds me of what happens to me when one of my cherished beliefs about what's happening needs defending. It's like sometimes I'll be totally lost in a project. I've probably mentioned this before on these videos, but I just love detail and I get really absorbed in projects that I do. And sometimes Connie will come in and need some help with something. And it just triggers me. It's like, oh my gosh, my little bubble's been burst. And right away I just kind of react. It's like, you can do that. I've showed you how to do that before. I'm going and going. And when I watch this video, I see how my little bubble being burst is a lot like my label that it's raining is the way that I'm comfortable. I feel really good when I'm focused and I've got my project going. And if I'm dragged out of that, I'm not going to be happy. So like the little girl who says it's raining, and if somebody doesn't agree, then she's dragged out of that little comfort zone of it's raining. And so in the one way, in my mind, it's going, I'm thinking, you're interrupting me. And of course, on the other side of that argument is, I'm connecting. I need some help. Let's work together, which is, a sweet thing. And we do that a lot. We work a lot together. But in a certain circumstance, I get triggered and I will defend this thing just as well, maybe even more vehemently than the little girl and the little boy. So what we want to do is to look at this in terms of how it can affect our relationship with food.
Yeah, the thing is, when we get married to a position, it comes actually from that busy mind, from thinking. Like with the two children, it wasn't even a real disagreement. But we get so set on our thinking being real. And that takes us to a state of emotion, let's say. And we want to always find our way back home to that place of settled mind, to that place of well-being, to that place of innate health. And often when our mind gets revved up, we reach for food to try to create that settled space. Yeah, and it's so simple to shift that habit. All we need to do is settle, relax, and get curious. Well, what am I thinking right now? And see whether or not that busy mind activity is really where we want to be. And when we settle on our own without reaching for food, life is easy and life is good.
Yeah, like when I've been interrupted and I've gotten upset, Connie's really good now. She doesn't take the bait. You know how couples often have this dynamic and they know how to bait each other, and it's really destructive, but it's what often happens in relationships. And she just usually walks away now, which allows me the time to settle down, just what Connie's talking about. And when my mind settles, then I get the broader perspective. Oh, she was trying to connect. And that, what do I want in my marriage but connection? And from there, I can go and apologize and have that closeness again. Because I was able to let go of that cherished belief of never disturb me when I'm in my little bubble zone. And how does she know what I'm doing? Isn't it interesting how we can get so lost in our defense of a position based on some thinking and some feelings that are coming up?
Yeah, well, what it shows me, the video and also your example, is how we all have different realities. And in relating with other people, if we're just aware that those realities come from our thought, and my thought's different than your thought, and we get caught up easily in that busy mind thinking or our position, we can just relax and settle. And then we make better food choices for sure.
Right. So hopefully this has helped you see a little bit upstream from those situations where we feel some tension and we want to reach for food. It's like if I can't change the circumstance, if I can't, if it's a political debate and I don't have control over who's actually going to win the election, I might reach for food because I can't change the environment. I want to change my feeling and I reach for something else. So if we go upstream and really see, oh, this is just my thinking.
Right.
This is my belief. And there's a lot of people on the planet who believe differently.
Yeah.
So is this belief really universal and what's going to keep the world safe? Or is this just a belief that in my world brings me a sense of comfort and doesn't need to be defended because it's just my point of view?
Just your busy mind thinking.
Yeah.
So recipe, we're going to do something that I usually never do, which is encourage you to try a pasta dish, mac and cheese, dairy-free. And we made it yesterday and it was really yummy. So if you want to try an alternative to dairy, and dairy really has massive benefits on our health over time, not positive massive benefits, then try this recipe It is delicious. And we used a brown rice elbow macaroni that's a better pasta. The only reason I don't encourage pasta is because it's processed. So the body doesn't utilize it in the same way. So check it out, give it a go, and I think you'll be really pleased.
That's it for now. See you next week.